guys, I wanted to chat with you today a little bit about 15 staples that I keep in my pantry at all times. I wrote this as a blog a few years ago when I had a website, Nemo's Cottage. And so I just figured I would do it as a vlog, and then when I'm done, I will do a little pantry tour of my own and show you just the way things are set up in my pantry. I know a lot of people are doing different things weight-wise, like to lose weight, such as Weight Watchers, keto, different things like that. Many of my things on my staple list is not gauged around weight loss necessarily. And in all honesty, I've come to that by when I was a kid, things were tight. When I was a young adult, things were tight. And so I learned to keep these items on hand. You know, if you run out of money, something happens, you have these items on hand, you're going to make sure you have a meal on the table. If unexpected guests come to your home and you need to pull a meal together, you've got some things that are fairly quick and easy you can put together and put a decent meal on the table. So that is where these items came from. So keep that in mind as we go through this list. And so this is what I have. I have it printed out, so I'm going to read it the best of my ability and kind of go off the cuff a little bit. So my first item is cornmeal. It can be used to make cornbread, used with flour to roll meat and or vegetables before frying. You can make cornmeal gravy, or you can use a cornmeal batter to top casseroles. I have made many a Mexican style casserole with cornbread topping on it. It bakes up nicely and it makes an excellent, delicious casserole. It should be stored in sealable bags or containers. I lived in a home that had a problem with mice, and so I learned to have containers with screw-on lids. The dollar store is an excellent place to get those. Mine don't all match, but they work. So we keep, and even like glass jars, gallon glass jars, pickle jars, anything like that, they can be washed and reused. And so we store all of our goods like those in containers in the pantry. Number 2 is rice. Rice can be used as breakfast. You can make it as like a cereal, a hot cereal, mixed with cinnamon sugar and milk. You can put it as a filler in soups, stews, and casseroles. You can put it with gravy as a main dish, such as like hamburger gravy over rice, chicken and gravy over rice. You can use it with vegetables and meats and stir fry. You can do rice bowls. And you can use it as a side dish as Spanish rice, or adding things like black beans and corn and spices to go along with chicken or beef, and you can do tacos out of that. We have done just the rice, black beans, and corn and spiced it up with cumin and chili powder and put it in tortillas with a little hot sauce and some sour cream, and it was delicious. So rice is very versatile and it doesn't cost that much. Number 3 is beans. You can do chili, you can add quinoa to your beans, and you can make it into a salad. You can do soups or casseroles. You can make baked beans, which are a sweet version of a bean typically. You can add them to any side dishes for added protein. You can purchase them dry and uncooked. That takes several hours, but you know, they're easier to store probably that way. But you can also buy cooked beans, a wide variety of cooked beans in cans that are fully cooked and ready to use. You just happen to open the can and there you go. I purchase cooked pinto beans in cans because I prefer homemade refried beans. And so when we do our refried beans, we just open a couple of cans of pinto beans, mash them up, and add my ingredients that I add to them. And they're wonderful and they're super easy. So that's what we do for that. The number 4 item is canned vegetables. Canned goods are instant. You don't have to prepare them or do anything. They're just there. You don't have to defrost. So if you need to make a quick meal, canned vegetables are an easy way to go. Everybody needs veggies in their diet. So you can add canned vegetables into soups, stews, and casseroles, or used as a side dish by themselves. Number 5 is evaporated or powdered milk. they have a long shelf life. So if you don't have milk in your refrigerator, a lot of times when we buy milk, we buy extra and we freeze gallons of milk. But if you don't have room to do that, or you're just simply out, evaporated or powdered milk work wonderful. They can be used in gravies, soups, casseroles, and baked goods as well. Number 6 is tomato sauce. Not only can we top pasta with tomato sauce, but it can also be used as a base in soups and casseroles. You know, homemade tomato soup, tomato-based soup such as like Italian wedding soup. You can make goulash, lasagna. There's just so many items that you can do with tomato sauce. Number 7 is mushroom soup. This is a favorite in casseroles and pasta dishes such as beef stroganoff. It can also be warmed and served as a meal in itself. You can make green bean casserole. There's a meme on Facebook that says, watch out for a woman that has a crock pot and a can of cream of something soup. So that I guess would also apply to cream of chicken soup. I don't typically buy that. I usually use bouillon, which is next on the list. Number 8 is bouillon. I know bouillon is very high in sodium, so you just have to watch how much you use. But chicken, beef, and tomato-based bouillons are used in gravies, casseroles, and soups. Rice can also be given extra flavor if cooked in bouillon instead of water. And bouillon can be used to add extra flavor to any main dish or side dish. And I've also heard of people who are sick, they make a cup of hot, what would be broth with the bouillon and hot water, and that's what they drink. So number 9 is pasta. It's an economical way to feed your family. You can get it for less than $1 per pound, depending on where you shop. And it offers a huge variety. Many dishes can be created, including spaghetti, lasagna, fettuccine alfredo, pasta salad, macaroni and cheese, ravioli, and it can be added to soups and stews and different items, casseroles, all kinds of things. So pasta is very versatile. Number 10 is canned or packaged meat. Canned chicken, tuna, or packaged bacon pieces are a convenient way to create a quick meal without having to defrost any meat and cook it. They're already done, and they have a long shelf life. These can be easily added into casserole, soups, and pasta dishes. So if somebody comes, you need something, cook some pasta, throw a can of something, meat, vegetables, or make a stew, whatever. But it comes together super quick that way. You can have a hot meal on the table in less than 30 minutes, including bread, and I'll tell you how to do that here in a minute. You can also add bacon pieces to baked beans, vegetables, or pasta salad, and a little creativity can transport any of these into an outstanding main dish. Number 11 is instant potatoes. They don't mold and get squishy like regular potatoes, so if you're out of potatoes or your potatoes have gone bad, instant potatoes, yeah, they're instant potatoes, but you can actually spruce them up so they taste pretty good. They can be used for mashed potatoes and gravy. They can also be used to make silky smooth potato soup, and I tend to do that when my soup is not thick enough when I'm making potato soup, and I do use real potatoes in my potato soup, but I use the instant potato flakes to finish thickening it up until it gets to the nice consistency that I like it to be. And you can thicken other soups or stews with it. You can also make your mashed potatoes, and then you can add in cheese and herbs and spices and bacon pieces and put it in a casserole dish and put it back in the microwave, so it would be like a twice baked potato. That's super good itself. Number 12 is shortening. We always keep shortening on hand. It can be used to fry food or to make biscuits. And that was the bread thing. I can whip up a batch of biscuits, and it's a big batch, and have them in the oven from start to finish in 5 minutes. So if you were to throw a soup together and a batch of biscuits, super easy meal, you know, and it gets people full and warm and happy. So there you go. Number 13 is flour. Flour is well known as a thickening agent in gravy, obviously. However, it has multiple uses, including batter for fried foods, to make bread, biscuits, homemade pasta, cakes, pie crust, and in oatmeal crisp for dessert. You know, pie crust isn't necessarily just for dessert either. You can do chicken pot pie and throw a crust over just the top in a casserole dish. It's wonderful that way. Number 14, herbs and spices. Each of us has probably tasted a dish that was unseasoned, you know, that could have used a little more help. And the only word that comes to my mind is bland. Herbs and spices can make all the difference. And what is being prepared will determine which spices should be used, obviously. I keep several particular herbs and spices on hand at all times, including basil, oregano, parsley flakes, cilantro, thyme, mint, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, salt, pepper, curry powder, ground mustard, paprika, chili powder, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, ground cloves, and ginger. Fresh herbs can also be used, but must be used quickly to keep them from going bad. And my preference is to use dried herbs as they are readily available when needed. And number 15 is tea bags. We don't always have something, you know, fancy to drink. Yes, we do buy diet soda, and yes, my kids do drink Propel waters, and yes, we do buy bottled water. But you know what? Sometimes you're just out of things, and sometimes you just can't buy those things. And so tea bags are a simple way to always have something on hand, whether hot or cold, and it can be tasty. They're very versatile. They come in different flavors and varieties. Like I said, hot or iced, caffeinated or decaffeinated, sweetened or unsweetened. It's a quick and easy beverage that can be prepared according to the preferences of the drinker. Some people like it with cream, some people don't. Our family personally enjoys iced tea with mint. It gives it a crisp, refreshing flavor. And other spices, including cinnamon, can also be enjoyed in hot tea. Or iced tea if that's what you want. So, yeah, tea is an excellent, excellent thing to keep on hand. And I'm not suggesting with all these items that you run out and buy all of these and get stocked up. But when you shop every month or every week or however often you shop, pick up one of these items and have them on hand. And like I said, this list is not all about weight loss. It's about covering all the bases. If things are tight and you just want to make sure that your family is always going to have a good meal on the table, that your company's, you know, you're going to be able to help out. If somebody you know, passes away and you need to do meals for their family, anything, you just don't know what might happen. So having these things on hand makes a huge difference. Whether you're showing hospitality with a hot meal to an unexpected guest, or you're just getting down to the bare essentials before payday, keeping these 15 items stocked will help to see you through. If you plan ahead, just like I said, purchase a few of these items each time you shop, you will soon be stocked. And although, excuse me, each of these items are fairly inexpensive, together they can make many wonderful dishes. So that is my ideas. If you have any thoughts or comments about those things, please post your comments below. So we're going to do a quick pantry tour. I'm going to show you everything that I have in my pantry. It doesn't always look like it does right now because we just shopped at Walmart and Costco and it's full. My kids put things away. I'm so thankful for their help, but if things are a little out of whack, which you may not think so, I'm a little OCD. Everything has to be nice and tidy in rows. So anyway, please forgive me for any mess that may be in there. I'm going to show you that. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe below. And if you want to hear or see notifications of upcoming vlogs, please click on the bell and you'll be notified. So anyway, let's check out our pantry. Hey, this is my pantry door. We are going to look inside and see what we have. From top down, and we have the one drawer open. For the most part, we don't keep things in the drawers because it seems to be out of sight, out of mind. So in that drawer, we have extra ketchups, mustards, syrup, oatmeal, rice, things like that. We have an extra thing of tomato sauce on the floor. We have some vinegar. We have our flour and sugar bins. Some extras on top. We keep pizza boxes because we make homemade pizzas. We tend to take them to people. Then on the bottom, we have oats, rice, cornmeal, cornstarch, potato flakes, seasoning packets, just all kinds of things. Tea bags, croutons, things like that. Second shelf up, we have green beans and pasta. Then we have jam, salad dressings, mayonnaise, all kinds of stuff. Soups, more beans, Alfredo sauce. We have pie filling fruit cups, tomato sauce, more beans. They seem to be everywhere. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Corn. Then in the little cubby over here we have bean sprouts, water chestnuts, things to make more like Asian foods. And then we also have enchilada sauce, things like that to make Mexican dishes. Petite diced tomatoes, just small things. Then we have, I'm not quite sure what is in that cubby, jams, jellies, things like that. We do have, oh, my son says on olives. We have evaporated milk, peanut butter, a small thing of Bisquick just in case, some unsweetened vanilla almond milk for smoothies, syrup. We have some yams and canned pumpkin left. We also have some things that we have canned left over. One of them is it was my husband's grandmother's recipe called apple chowder. It's more of an apple chutney. I've kind of revamped the recipe and we like it with our pork roasts and things. It's really good. We have some ramen noodles up there, some cans of beef raviolis in case my husband needs a quick meal to take with him to work. Some almonds, and that's about it. So we keep our bouillon and oil and things like that, butter or cooking spray above our stove. And we have a cupboard that's got baked goods and spices. So that is that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my tips for things to keep in your pantry and my little pantry tour. Like I said before, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe and click on the bell and you'll be notified of any upcoming videos. We'll see what the week holds and see what I end up vlogging. So I will chat with you soon. I hope everyone's warm and safe, and God bless you all. Thanks for viewing. Bye-bye.